Greetings adventurers and welcome to Loot Goblin Marketplace. Everyone has different opinions on what subjects should be covered at the game table, but the discussion of religion is one of those that shouldn't be controversial. Having a game where no one can play a divine caster simply because you disagree with the concept of organized religion is ridiculous. So you're telling me that I have to waste money on healing potions just because a cleric might sometimes talk on and on about his deity's favorite hobby? Let loose and just play the game. You'll see what I mean shortly with today's story. It goes by the name Christianity Causes Player to Quit the Campaign. Hello, I'm back with a new story that happened not so long ago. For context, I recently started to get back into D&D this summer after taking an extended break. Fair warning, this is a rant as well. Over the summer, I had a former classmate of mine reach out to me saying that she was going to DM a D&D campaign and wondered if I would join. I said yeah, so I get invited to a Discord server with 4 other people including the DM. 5 minutes later, I get personally messaged by one of the other members of the server. This is my first encounter with the problem player, we can call her Lucy. This message wasn't a hi or a welcome or anything like that. It was an out of the blue question. Lucy, are you religious? Me, hello, why are you asking? Lucy, I need to know for the D&D campaign. Me, I'm curious about why my religious status would be relevant to D&D. Lucy, would you please just answer the question? Me, okay, yeah, I am religious. Lucy, what religion? Me, Christianity. Lucy, what type? Me, I don't have a denomination. Lucy, LOL, what does that mean? Me, it means I follow the New Testament and the teachings of Jesus and I believe in God, but I don't go to the churches or follow specific doctrines that denominations have. Lucy, Lamau, isn't that just Protestant? Me, no, I don't go to Protestant churches or follow their specific doctrines. Lucy, LOL, okay. And that was that. I was pretty suspicious of the ordeal, but eventually dropped it. I would later learn that she asked everyone in the group the same question, and they all happened to answer as being non-religious. I don't want to call them atheists as they didn't describe themselves that way. I end up letting the DM know what happened. DM and Lucy have been friends for a long time, and she explains to me that Lucy has been harassed by religious people in the past because of her sexuality and political views. This genuinely upset me. I can't speak for other religious groups, but it is my personal belief that any true follower of Christianity would know not to treat others poorly due to things like this. So I sent a message to Lucy the next day. Me, hey Lucy, I'm reaching out because DM told me about your troubles with religious people in the past. I'm sorry that you were treated that way. We aren't all like that, I promise. I'm definitely not like that. I truly don't care about your race, religion, sexuality, political standing, and I hope to prove that in the upcoming time that we'll be spending with the others. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. In the event that I do end up doing something that upsets you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me about it. I didn't get a response and wasn't expecting one, so I let the matter rest. Apparently this was the wrong move because a few hours later, I get a message from the DM. Okay, really, you're telling me Lucy found a problem with that statement? What, is it holier than thou? Is it too preachy? There's really nothing you can do better in a situation like this. DM, hey OP, did you send some hateful messages to Lucy? And yeah, that confirms it. Me, no? DM, well, she just texted me saying that you were saying she wasn't emotionally stable enough to handle religious people and that you were here to offer advice on how to do so. What? I was fairly confused and sent a screenshot of our Discord chat. DM said that she was also confused and would look into it. I thank her for checking in with me rather than flat out believing her and go about my day. The next day, I get another message from the DM explaining that Lucy is going through some tough times and took it out on you. Now, I get that life can be really shitty sometimes. It can be easy to let it get to you, but taking it out on others is not okay. If you do take it out on someone else, that person deserves an apology. They were treated unfairly over something they had nothing to do with and no control over. Did I get an apology? No. DM said that she was sorry she acted that way and I was thankful for that, but it wasn't DM's fault. Lucy was in the wrong. Oh well, moving on. Session 0 rolls around and we all meet up over a Discord call. Okay, so they do have a Session 0. Now I like to cater to the needs of the party when I make my characters. I like to fill in roles that we lack. Our party was so far consisted of a rogue, a wizard, and a warlock. I quickly hit up a friend of mine who has lots of D&D experience and asked what he would go for. He told me that the party was lacking a tank and a healer, so a paladin would be a solid choice. I've never played a paladin before, but figured it was the best choice. The exact details of every character aren't really important except for the fact that my character was a lawful good paladin of Bahamut. We finished Session 0 and DM makes a folder with all our characters' sheets that are accessible to everyone. I was interested in my fellow party members' characters and looked over them. The wizard and sorcerer were fairly good characters but have nothing significant to the story. Our rogue, which happens to be Lucy's character, had a very interesting backstory and personality traits. Let's just say, to summarize, her rogue was a woman who was abused and enslaved by a religious cult and was now a very anti-religious person. Here's one of her quotes under her notable quotes for my character section. Not kidding, that was an actual section she made in her character notes. Religious people, especially religious warriors, are utter idiots. They will never amount to anything if I can help it and deserve to be taken advantage of. Yikes. Okay, I had a feeling that this was all to spite me. I have no issue with anti-religious people or characters. I was even pretty hopeful that this could be a potentially good/fun thing for roleplay and party relation developments. However, the fact that she specifically mentioned religious warriors, which is basically what a paladin is, didn't sit right with me. I expressed this to the DM and she took note of it. In previous stories, I give advice about attacking things early and being open with communication. He's doing all of that. He doesn't know Lucy well, so I guess he wants to avoid the direct one-on-one and maybe playing this angle where you're talking to the DM instead of them directly is really the only thing they could work on. The next day, we roll into session 1. Our characters were on a large commercial vessel, carrying a large number of passengers to another continent. During one night of the voyage, we were ambushed and boarded by pirates. Each party member separately fights to defend themselves. During the chaos, the ship crashes along a rock and is torn apart. Our party ends up being washed ashore on a body of land. This is how our characters met and band together for survival purposes. We get around to me, and when I mention my character's deity, Lucy interrupts us out of character. Lucy: I thought you were Christian, OP. Me: yes. Lucy: shouldn't your deity be God? Me: why would he be? Lucy: isn't it against your religion to believe in other gods? Me: I don't believe in Bahamut, my fantasy character does. Lucy: God is fantasy, sweetie? Oh, come on. Me: you and I disagree on that. Even if he was, he isn't in any of the D&D books. Lucy: you can homebrew him, couldn't you? Me: if I wanted to, yes, but I don't want to. This is a fake character set in a fake universe. I don't need or want to homebrew the Christian god in D&D. What are you trying to get from all this? Lucy: oh, nothing, sorry for interrupting. The DM tries to roll over the conversation that just occurred, but there was a certain awkwardness to the rest of the session. I was fairly annoyed at Lucy for challenging my character's compatibility with my religious values, but was more annoyed at the fact that she disrupted the session just to do so. Why? What was there to gain from that? I sent a message to the DM stating that what she did wasn't okay. DM said that she would talk to her about it. The next session rolls up and we continued our journey. Throughout our adventure, we find out we are on an inhabited island. There was a city that was divided into 6 districts. Each district leader made up a circle of counselors that governed the city. When we arrive at the city, we are greeted by the religious counselor, who happened to also be a follower of Bahamut. The counselor announced that she heard about the recent nearby shipwreck and was organizing a rescue party until she heard of our party's arrival. The DM explained that our character's ragtag and beat up look after surviving the crash was a dead giveaway that there were some survivors. She further explained that she was relieved we were alright and offered us shelter at the Temple of Bahamut, where she also ensured that we would be taken care of. My character has a backstory revolving around being fairly untrustworthy of others. I announced that I don't trust this person and wish to check for signs of deceit. DM: sure, roll insight and DM me your roll. Me: I got a 17. DM: okay. She DMs me this message. Yeah, you notice her eyes have trouble meeting any of yours, and her feet shuffle with her speech. Lucy, out loud and out of character again: he didn't succeed, did he? DM: I can't say. It's up to him to reveal if he did later on when your party has some more privacy. Lucy: well, if he didn't, he shouldn't. Religious people aren't mentally developed enough to question their superiors. There is no realistic way he would have been untrustworthy of a religious leader of Bahamut's teachings. Me: look, do you have an issue playing with me? This is the second time now you've spoken up about inconsistency with my character and religion. Lucy: hey, calm down. How old are we? Don't attack me like that. Me: what are you talking about? I just asked you a question. Lucy: can we end the session here? I don't feel safe right now. DM: okay. Okay, come on, you can't be serious right now. We end the session there, and I feel completely lost. I end up chatting with the DM and the other players over Discord. They all seem fairly confused about the ordeal. We come to the conclusion that Lucy needs to be confronted about this either by the DM privately or with everyone before we start the next session. I don't know about that. She's just going to claim that you're ganging up on her. During the week, the DM tells us that she will talk to Lucy about her behavior. Okay, cool. Hopefully that will sort itself out. It didn't sort itself out. In the next session, we get a chance for our characters to converse with each other. My character tells the others he has reason to doubt the integrity of the religious counselor. Lucy, in character. No way you noticed something like that. Me, her gaze seemed to trail away from ours and her feet shuffled with her words. Lucy, you're a brainwashed pawn, a paladin of all things. You don't question, you just use your brawn to keep your owner in charge. Me, you may choose not to heed my warning, but do not cry to me when facing the consequences. That was pretty good in character. Lucy just laughs and the DM ushers us to move on. When we approached the temple, we were offered shelter. I repeated my warning. The party agreed that we shouldn't trust these people and find some other way to get shelter. Lucy, however, tries to convince the party to have me stay at the temple by myself without any justification. We overrule her and she goes quiet. We get about another 10 minutes when suddenly a group of religious men and women approach our party. They try and tell us that we would be safe at the temple and plead for us to come back to stay. Lucy once again announces that my character should believe them. I was very close to speaking out again, but the DM spoke first. DM, we have already been over this, Lucy. Stop bringing this up. Lucy, I don't think you have a strong enough understanding of how religious people work or think. DM, I don't think you have a strong enough understanding that this is my campaign and I make the rules. I don't care about how you think all religious people act, but I can tell you it isn't accurate. Now stop trying to tell me who should and should not pass checks. Lucy, so you're taking his side now? Oh, come on. DM, it isn't a side, you're being disruptive and rude. I think OP can agree that what you have been doing has been incredibly disrespectful too. Me, yes I do. I don't care what your personal views on religion are, but that doesn't give you the right to disrespect the views of others. Lucy, now he's pushing his religious views on me. How are you gonna just let him do that? Me, how am I pushing any of my religious views on you? I think the rule on disrespect applies to most situations. If anything, you have been pushing your views of religious people on me and the rest of the group. You keep wasting our time and no one here appreciates it. Lucy leaves the Discord voice channel and then leaves the server. I thank the DM for having my back and we continue the session. The next day, the DM brings to my attention that Lucy has been ranting a downright untrue version of the story to people on another server they are both a part of. According to her, I forced the D&D game to be a Christian game. I furthermore tried to attack and kill the other characters due to their sexuality, and as a cherry on top, I apparently labeled her character as a witch and tried to kill her because I was jealous of her character's obvious higher intelligence. What is this, r/atheism? I didn't care so much about a bunch of people I don't know believing I was some religious fanatic, but she then tried to pressure DM for my name and apartment location. I don't know for sure why, but I doubt it was anything benevolent. DM and I blocked her, and DM also left the server. We continued to play D&D with the remainder of the group and eventually finished the campaign around August. And that's all, thanks for watching. TLDR, incredibly anti-religious woman rage quits after I don't play the way she thinks religious people are. And it ends with a doxing attempt, wonderful. I'm sure she was going to send you something pleasant. Jokes aside, it's stories like these that make me question if RPG horror stories are real, and then I experience something that's similar enough where I kind of believe it, because unfortunately people cannot separate the character from the player. You have to be able to understand that the reason a person's playing a character is maybe because they're just trying to have fun, experience something new. It is a fantasy game after all. If I want to play an orc fighter that has 18 strength and can lift 500 pounds is an indicator that I'm a bodybuilder. I mean, I am. You can tell from this physique, obviously, but that's beside the point. There's not much here that they could have done to make the situation better. All they could have done is confront them directly earlier, and then when it blows up, everyone just realizes, hey, let's move on without Lucy and call it a day. Unfortunately, this is a situation where Lucy hated the person playing the Paladin even before they sat down at the table, and there's not much you can do in-game about that. This is another one of those out-of-game problems that bleeds into in-game, and unfortunately, I don't think it's to be the last one on this channel, so stick around, make sure to like and subscribe to the video. You can support the channel by becoming a member, and I hope to see you in the next one. Farewell for now.